Culture, Community and Youth Minister Grace Fu says that seniors should still find ways to maintain an active lifestyle even during this ongoing COVID-19 outbreak. Her comments come after the government announced that it would suspend all senior-centric activities run by its agencies for 2 weeks to cut the risk of transmission.
In an interview on News 5 earlier, Ms. Fu also spoke about initiatives announced last week to encourage Singaporeans to engage in sports and cultural activities.
I think the closure is important so that we have a time to clean our facilities, adopt some of the more strict measures on social distancing, reduce the group size, for example, clean our equipment more thoroughly before we resume. But meanwhile, right, there's a lot that we can do. We can take a walk in the park, we can do our exercise in the neighborhood park, we can still do, swim in the public pool. It's very safe, it's very clean. So there's many things that we can do. The main thing is to keep calm, exercise regularly, and really practice good personal hygiene, like washing your hands frequently and not touch commonly used surfaces and so on.
All right, next, other initiatives. Let's just talk about the Children and Youth Sport Framework, which is very close and dear to your heart, and there were updates that were announced as part of the Sport SG's Vision 2030. I'm just wondering, what kind of results have you seen in our youngsters so far?
Like with Vision 2030, actually we have seen a lot of progress in terms of the adoption of sports and exercise. 2 in 3 of Singaporeans are active at least once a week. And we'd like to see the active lifestyle starting at a very young age, because I think that's the best way for that habit to carry through into adulthood. So we are going to the preschool sector, first working with our partners, about 125 preschool centers with 5,000 kids, putting in place a very structured sort of motor skills training for them, because we found that actually the physical development in our preschool sector can be quite varied. So we'd like to really lift it up systematically, putting in place a program and training the preschool educators at the National Institute of Early Childhood so that they are equipped with the know-how to conduct these classes. Really, it's about having that fine motor skills being trained and also being made available to our young kids. Simple exercises like throwing, balancing, running, jumping. If we can do that at a young age and they enjoy playing sports, I think we can go a long way. In the schools, we are offering sports that some schools may not have the resources nor expertise to offer. So we're trying to make more sports available to the students, and some of them may like to be in a certain sports, but the school doesn't have the CCA. So we are trying to make that available outside the school system so that they can go to, say, a training center for athletics and still be counted for their CCA. The idea really is to make opportunities more widely accessible to students, to youth, so that they can first pick up a sport that they like, enjoy sports through play, and then if they're really interested, pick it up as a CCA and pursue it further. Opportunities for all ages and all segments of the society. So opportunity for all, and I just want to turn our attention to arts and culture, specifically for the less privileged. And I know that your ministry is looking at sort of creating greater access for this group of individuals. I'm wondering why this group in particular, and what do you hope they get out of it? We've always talked about Singapore being an inclusive society as our goal. We want Singapore to progress, but with everyone along the way, not just for a few successful ones, but everyone. Inclusive growth, that's what we want. So we looked at art and culture. We have actually made many of our facilities freely accessible. So if you go to our museums, our galleries, free admission for Singaporeans. But we've thought about performing arts. Concerts in Esplanade, in Victoria Concert Hall, in SEO. These are, sort of the premier national theatres that are performing for everyone. Why not the less privileged? Why not the elderly? Why not persons with disabilities? So how do we make that accessible to them? We're going to offer them, a special subsidy, $40 per person, that they can basically tap and attend some of these concerts basically for free. And we're also including the subsidy for their caregivers so they can go together and be cared for as well. It's my dream that every Singaporean, regardless of their family background, to have the opportunity to listen to our SSO, to listen to our wonderful concert bands, wonderful performing groups perform in our premier performing halls.